55 grams, that'll do. So, again, I want it a little bit, obviously it needs to be finer to make the pastry with. So the 3 flours that I'm using, and this is a clean version now. So this is a clean, and again, this might not even get anywhere close to actually working. Psyllium husks, so the actual husks rather than the powder. So psyllium husks, coconut flour, and ground almonds. So they're just going to go in. I'm just going to pulse it because I just want it to make it into a fine crumb. You're not blitzing it to make it into a paste. So it's a bit like when you make short crust. And you want to give it a couple of pulses to just make a crumb out of that. A little too chunky still, but it's getting there, so you can see better than that one. So it's almost there. Okay, is that better? I'm just going to put it in the bowl. Just want to make sure I haven't got any large lumps of fat still. No, that's perfect. So it doesn't feel oily. There's the first stage. It feels good. It feels like a crumb at the moment. It is just now cold water. We're going to bind it with a bit of cold water and then just let it rest for a little while. And it says 20-30 minutes in there, so what I'll do while it's resting, I'm going to make the filling and then I'll come back to the pastry. I'll weigh it in so we've got an idea. So I'm going to start with sort of 30 mils, which would be 2 tablespoons. There you go, 30 mils. So do it in small increments. Don't throw in 50, 80 mils just in case. So what you want to do with this is get it so it starts coming together in your hands. So you can see it's quite dry still, but I can feel there are certain sections of it that are coming together. We're going to go with another 30. There you go, 30. Just going to use my fingers now. I'm just sort of bringing it together. You want to be able to feel how much moisture's in there. I'm just starting to sort of try and squeeze it together just between my fingers. I'm not gripping it in the hand. Just between my fingers, just to see if it's going to start to hold. It's getting there. I can sort of now get the dough almost. So that's 60 mils. So obviously the psyllium husk in here is the bit that's actually going to hold it all together. The coconut flour, the ground almonds are there as the bulkers. The psyllium husk is the bit that actually is going to allow you to use this as a pastry. So now, under the heel of my hand, it's come together. Now I'm still not convinced I've got exactly the right amount of water in this yet. So I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. It's just, as I can press it, but it's just breaking up just a little bit. Just a little bit. So that's 60 mils in there. I'm going to break it up. I'm going to go with another 15. That's it. Okay, so that's another 15 mils. So effectively I've added in now 75 mils of water, which is the 5 tablespoons. So this now, just with that extra 15 mils, that feels completely different. It's smoother. I've got some minced beef, and I'm going to do a minced beef and leek pie filling. So I'm going to do this 2 ways. This pastry can go on top of a pie filling to be baked, so you get a nice crispy pastry, or steamed. So I'm using leek as a bit of a bulker. I want to try and make quite a thick sauce, gravy to go with this. Alright. I'll do this reasonably quickly now. I'm going to do it at full power just so we can get cracking. So this is going to be at least 4 portions of, oh no, actually probably 4 portions of filling. Although if you're making puddings, it'll go over more. Right. Just let that cook down for another minute or two as it is. So this is obviously quite strong, so I'm just going to add a couple of big spoons and then I'll add some water to it just to sort of bring it down. Add enough liquid to the beef. Obviously if you wanted to make this into sort of you know, a few more veggies, then you know, add it in, fry it off with the leeks. So it's, you can probably see it's got a little bit of liquid in there from the stock. I'm going to top it up. I'm going to get it to a simmering point. I'll have a quick taste. And then we'll add a little bit of arrowroot to thicken that up. Okay, so I've got 2 individuals, 2 small pieces, which are going to go for these suet puddings, and I've got a slightly bigger one for the pie topping. So let's do the suet puddings first. If you're rolling this sort of pastry out, same for the short crust actually, do it in stages, so take it off the paper and then roll it again. If you just constantly roll it and try and make it the exact size you want first time round, you'll never get it off the paper. We're almost there, size-wise. Pretty much there. So there we go. So actually it's still reasonably thick. So the tricky bit is now is getting this in. As you can see, it's sort of breaking at the top as I'm sort of trying to drop it into the case. So as a high crust, that's not going to be a problem. I've got like 2 small sections at the bottom where it's just cracked. Little teaspoon of arrowroot, a little bit of water. Doesn't need much. Cold water. Make sure it's all blended in and straight in. Right, I'm going to turn the heat down. I'm going to leave it alone for a minute while I just finish off the rest of the pie cases. I just roll that out, try and get a slightly bigger circle for the lid. Yeah, perfect. So that's going to go on top. So, little meat pie, little pudding. Okay, so I've just set up the steamer. I should have done it earlier, but it won't take long to heat up. Pop that in. I've actually put boiling water in the bottom of the steamer already, so it's hot. I've just got to get it to get the induction to heat up fully. There you go. So there's plenty of meat left for the second pudding and a bit of extra for me. So I'm just rolling. This can be a little bit thicker. This is just going to go on top of here. That's all it's going to do. I won't need to do a huge amount with it. I'm going to make it big enough so it lays across the top and just trim the edge, and that's it. It's in the oven. There you go. Just going to cheat just a little bit. Right, I'm going to pop that in the Ninja foodie.
Careful.
Easy.
Wouldn't drop my pie.
Nearly. Right, obviously the meat's cooked. It's just the pastry. It's going to take less than 10 minutes. Same for the steamed pudding. I mean, it's already puffed up a little bit. So I'll do the other steamed pudding. I've just realised that I didn't grease the first one. That might cause me a problem. You won't see that one on Instagram. Alright, potentially there's enough fat in the mix, in the pastry, to stop it from sticking. However, just in case, a little bit of butter or a little bit of dripping, whatever you want, just grease the inside. So you can see this one, it's been steaming, it's gone soft. Well, soft. I can feel it's cooking, it's almost cooked. It's still a little bit spongy there, but it does feel like a soft pastry. So again, it's not gone crispy, proper crispy yet, but it's definitely gone firm. I would probably, not much longer, I'll give it that 5 minutes, no more.